Now I know a lot of you guys are going to say this is crazy, what are you doing, you're ridiculous. Now, before I do anything, I need to put a damper into my chimney here, so that way I can really control the burn of my stove. I don't want to just have a fire and then spend the day here without having done this work. I know I have to do this work when it's cold, so today is the day that I am doing it. I'm going to take the damper out of this old pipe that just doesn't fit into this stove nicely. It just doesn't. It's too narrow. This one fits perfectly, so I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put in that damper. I'm going to start my fire, and hopefully I can have this tent up to 0 degrees, 32 Fahrenheit pretty soon. Right now it's minus 30 Celsius, and so that's like minus 20 Fahrenheit. So it's pretty darn cold. We're almost at March and it's this cold, so I'm loving it. This is perfect. The longer it stays cold, the better for me. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this. There we go. So that's it. And this thing has seen a lot of smoke, but it's still in really good shape. And so is my pin. I've had pins that have warped in the past, but this is good. Oh, she's in there. Okay. Good. Okay. So what I need to do is drill a hole here, and on the exact same height and right directly across from it on the other side in order to get my pin through evenly. I got a little trick for that I came up with myself. So here's my way of doing it. First thing I do is I wrap cord around, make sure it's pretty even, and I find exactly where it connects so I know exactly how much rope I need to perfectly fit all the way around. And right here it needs to be cut. Oh. Okay. So now, this piece of cord is perfect. It's a perfect length. It wraps all the way around the pipe. So I know that half of the length of this cord is going to give me a hole on the other side in a perfect position. First thing I'm going to do is drill a hole. So now if I cut this rope in half, I'll know that it's the perfect length for me to put a hole on the other side. Just want to get it right. So this means that right there is the spot I need for my other hole. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, I got it in there a little bit, but it's not set. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Ready to go. Uh-oh. Now, I got a nice base there ready to go. Okay. There's a lot of knots in this piece of wood. A lot. It's just filled with them. You can see what I'm up against trying to split it. The more of these knots you have, the harder it is to split a piece of wood. In my experience. Okay. Here goes. Oh yeah. So old. Beautiful. Now, this fire is really having a hard time getting going. Yes, I do have a fire in there for sure, but that wood I use for splits isn't the best. I need the old dry stuff like this to really get this fire going hot. I think that right there is the key. So, it's taken a while to warm up in here. I'm looking at the thermometer now and it's saying 0 degrees Celsius, and that's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And so it's warmed up about 30 degrees Celsius and about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. I've been here for an hour, and so it's just taking a little bit longer today. And it's only my second day with this stove, and so I'm learning things about it. And I feel pretty good though. It is definitely warming up. It's hot enough, you know, to boil water for coffee on that stove. Anyway, look, that stove's going. I've only had it for 2 episodes and it's going, but it's not the stove's fault. Very good little stove. I really like it, and it's doing a good job. Now, the thing is, when I put out the video with this stove, Jerry back home, I've talked about Jerry a few times. He's the guy who made the splitter. If you watch my channel, you know about the splitter. I use it quite a bit now. And Jerry, he's not a huge fan of this stove. Now, he doesn't hate it, but he just thinks there's better out there. And you know, Jerry's is an important person to me. He is my mom's boyfriend. They've been together for about 20 years. He came into mom's life after my dad passed away. My dad died in 2000, and he was a very different man than Jerry. Dad was into the arts. He was a teacher. He wasn't into this sort of lifestyle. I always wanted to be in this sort of lifestyle as a kid. I always dreamt about camping and going to cabins and having snowmobiles and all that sort of stuff. Just wasn't my dad's flavor, and that's fine. He was an amazing man, and he was the best father I could have possibly had. He was an amazing father, and everything he taught me brought me to this point, right? Like, Dad was creative and I'm on YouTube. And so, but he wasn't into this stuff. And Jerry he's the opposite of my father. And he's into all of this. He loves camping, he loves tents, he loves snowmobiling, hunting, you name it. I mean, the guy was pretty much born and raised on the land. And so he's got a lot of credibility and a lot of knowledge. And he's been with Mom for a long time. He's like a second father to me. He really has become that. We're pretty close. And when he saw the stove, he said, "Oh, I wish I could make you a stove." And I said, "Look, Jerry, I would love to have one of your stoves," because he's built stoves before. He's very good at it. And his stoves are beasts. Like, these things, I think the stove in his cabin is 1,000 pounds. Like, no joke, it is a monster. The iron in it is super duper thick. He's had it for 27 years, and that thing is rock solid, going like a champion. So he said, "I wish I could make you a stove." I said, "Jerry, if you make me a stove, I'll ship that thing out here. I don't care, and I will replace that new stove with one of yours, because it would mean so much to me. And I know I just got that stove, and it seems kind of ridiculous that I would just say yes, but I could not pass it up. This is almost like it's a treasure. It will be a treasure to me. And if I ever build a cabin, I will build my cabin around that stove." So this is a cast iron hanger, and it's antlers, and it's in there super strong. I can hold 4 things on it, and primarily it'll be used for jackets and my snow pants and whatnot. And over here is nice because it'll keep things nice and dry next to the stove. So yeah, this is a beautiful gift from Crystal. So thanks, Crystal. I like a good hot dog, and these are beef, Canadian made beef hot dogs. Yeah, I love a good hot dog, and that's what I'm going to have today, and I'm going to cook it in the stove. So I'm in a situation, and it's not a good one at all. I just came out to start my snowmobile about an hour ago. My fuel pump's gone on this thing right now. And I've been talking to Jerry for the last, I don't know, 45 minutes. I changed out all the fuses, switched them all up. We looked at them. I sent them some pictures. They look good. The fuses aren't the issue. And I'm not a mechanic. So the fuel relay underneath, so if I turn the key, normally you'd hear a fuel pump, it goes whoosh. That tells me that the fuel pump is cooked. Because if I turn over the sled, it's not dead. Lots of power. But the fuel pump's gone. And so I'm in a situation now where I'm boiling water that I'm going to pour over my fuel relays, and hopefully that'll warm them up, because it might be an issue with my fuel relay being frozen. The last resort is the hot water, and I don't want to walk. It's going to take me an hour and a half. The snow is going to be pretty deep. But that's just the reality. I'll have to leave the snowmobile here. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to get back here later this week. And I'm not a mechanic. I don't even know what to do with this thing. I'm in a really bad situation. I need my snowmobile to make videos. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say, this is crazy. What are you doing? You're ridiculous. But I'm trying all kinds of different things. I can't take apart this machine. I'm not a mechanic. I need to pour this water down over those relays. And hope, if my relay's frozen, that this will do the trick. Let's see. I'm melting more snow too, just in case. Oh, it worked! Oh, yes! Yes! That was crazy. I did not expect that to, like, I've heard stories of people who would actually like pee on their snowmobiles to warm up some certain parts of the snowmobiles. So oh wow, that was amazing. That was so. We just need to boil some water and it'll work. It's all the Yamaha needs is some boiled water and it's good to go. But wow, I'm feeling really good about that. I thought I was walking home and I tried all kinds of things. I tried Gasline antifreeze, poured that down over top of it because I had a feeling it was that fuel relay, and Jerry said, look, pour boiling water on it. Just do it nice and slow and see what happens. And that was the best feeling. Oh, I did not want to walk back. I've got my daughter's birthday party today. I got to get back to. I'm hosting it, a little sleepover at my house with her little buddies. So I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to walk back. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to go back now. And that's like a cool little thing that maybe some of you guys learned today. Like, you know, a little bit of boiled water goes a long way when you're on a snowmobile, especially if you got an old Yamaha. But anyway, that was a good experience. I learned something again. Jerry to the rescue, and yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I'll be back really soon.